Hi, welcome to my newest YouTube video, the one you're watching right now. My name is Kennedy and I am really big into running, especially in the past 6 or so months. I've really locked in and started running almost every day, and I've run a few races now, so I wanted to share kind of my running journey, the products I use and love, and everything in between of how I came to lead a run club in Savannah. So Winston's never met the YouTube channel before, so meet Winston. He is my 14-year-old Maltese. He is pretty much a little cuddly teddy bear most of the time, and he does not run, but maybe one day. Maybe one day we'll get him in a little stroller and on a long run with me. I kind of want to just jump straight into this video and show you some of my favorite running products while I talk about how I use them, where I use them, you know, different things about them, and also my running journey along the way. First things first, this pair of Brooks really started my whole entire running journey. When I moved to Savannah, I needed a way to meet girls and start connections in the area. So I went to the local Fleet Feet. There's two in Savannah, and got a little foot analysis, and I got fitted for these Brooks Glycerin 3s. And I've worn these every single race, run, training, whatever that I've done for the past 6 months. So their mileage is getting up there, but not quite ready to retire them yet. But buying a pair of true dedicated running shoes really kind of solidified my goals of really getting into running a few races and seeing where it can take me. So after buying my first pair of running shoes and going to run club consistently every other Sunday for about 2 months, I was approached with the idea of running a half marathon in Savannah in November. And I knew that that was the exact kind of push that I needed to start really running on my own, locking in, start racing, and just challenging myself daily. So I signed up for the Savannah Southern Half. I believe it was November 14th, so mid-November, right before Thanksgiving. And I made a plan starting in July to start training because obviously I'd never really run before seriously, and I wanted to give it my all. So I made a 15-week plan to go basically from couch to half marathon, because at the time I was only running 2 miles max per run, and I really wanted to work up my weekly mileage, and that is how some of these products come into play. The next challenge became fueling, because I was running a lot more longer distances in the heat. So I've compiled all of my favorite products I've tried out throughout this journey, and I'm just gonna do a brief rundown on each of them. First is these salt sticks. These are like chewable electrolyte tablets. These are great to take on the go because you just carry this little small packet. You only need 2 per serving, and when it's really hot, you're cramping, you need quick relief, take 2 of these and you're basically immediately relieved and healed. So these were the first thing I really tried, especially because I was still running when it was 85, 90 degrees out, and I really needed something to combat the cramps. Next, on my long runs, I knew I needed a source of energy because I was getting fatigued after a few miles, especially in the summertime again. So I looked into chews, and that's how I found both of these. These are the Honey Stinger Energy Chews, and these are Salt Stick Energy Gummies. These are delicious. They say they're sour, they're really not, but these are just a good thing to eat when you're 3-4 miles in, 30-40 minutes, however you want to calculate that, when you need that quick boost of carbs and sugar to keep going. Then I worked my way up to gels. I have 2 different brands here. Honey Stinger again. These are delicious and very easy to take. And then these are the Edge UCAN gels. These are slightly bigger, a little more liquidy, but also delicious. And these are just another way to get quick carbs in when you're doing long runs or long workouts specifically, and you just need the energy boost. Next is kind of post-run care. So the first thing I was loving was these Element electrolytes. I threw these in a fat glass of water whenever I got home, and I would chug the water immediately. These are delicious, and they have a ton of sodium to replenish everything that you sweated out during your run. And finally, I knew I needed more protein, so Clean Simple Eats has been one of my go-tos for building muscle. Whenever you run, you're obviously using your legs a lot, and I just needed more protein in my diet to help build that and sustain what my body was going through. So protein every single morning after a run, and this brand is delicious. Next comes my running clothing. I have really tuned into what attire I'm wearing on my runs, so I wanted to show you my 4 favorite pieces. I have 2 tops and 2 bottoms that are truly just my go-to. I own all of these in multiple colors. First are these Free People Movement shorts. These are the Carpe Diem shorts, but they are so comfortable, so flowy. The waistband is nice and thick. You can roll it down if you want to. I own these in 3 colors and I plan on buying more. They are my absolute favorite and they're only $40, which is great for a running short. And these are from Athleta. These are just a really nice, loose, flowy short also. I am not the biggest spandex tight fan of bottoms. So again, flowy fit, very comfortable. These are one of the cheaper styles from Athleta also. I believe these were around $20. They're always on sale and such a staple in my running routine. Next is this top from Aerie. I love this tank top. I actually ran my second half marathon in this exact tank. It's just very thick and compressive. It has a built-in bra if you like that, and it's just such a good tried and true. It's not going anywhere, it's staying up, and it's holding you all in. And finally, I have this tank from CRZ on Amazon. It is so comfortable. It is the perfect thin tank for the summertime, so you're not gonna get too hot and overheat. It has a nice racer back, but it's still thin, and I just absolutely love this tank. I believe it's $20 and they make a million colors of it. The last part of my running journey is obviously races. This is something I want to touch on briefly and show you some of the fun things I've collected from the races I've done. This first one was a local 5K in Savannah. This was in October, and when I ran this 5K, it was only my 3rd or 4th time running 3 miles consistently without a stop or a walk. So I was so proud of myself for completing this without walking at all. I believe I ran like a 35-minute 5K, but I was so happy with that, so proud. And here's my first ever really race bib from when I've started my running journey. So this is just so fun to look back on. Next was my first half marathon, which is the Savannah Southern Half. And this bib is obviously so bright, but this was such a fun, good vibes race. The course is so flat. It was so nice and easy. It started off chilly, you could see your breath, but by the time you were done, you were obviously hot, warmed up, and I just absolutely love this. The colors are amazing. And then here is the medal. It's just a nice purple with some flowers, and again, the very bright neon green kind of color on one side, and then the other is this purple blue ombre, and it says running has never felt so charming. I guess that's one of their slogans, I don't really know, but I love this medal and I really am excited to run this race again this year and just see how much I've improved. And then I was on a little bit of a running high, so I signed up for another half marathon the next month. So this was the Kiowa half marathon that I ran on Kiowa Island in Charleston. The medal for this one is also so fun. The bib's a little more boring. It's very simple, straight to the point, but this medal has a giant pelican on it, which is very popular in Kiowa Island, and I just absolutely loved this half marathon as well. It was very flat again. You're kind of running on the roads in a neighborhood for the majority of the race, and the vibes were good. It was a little quieter than in Savannah, obviously, because it's in a neighborhood on an island, but 10 out of 10 recommend this one as well. And I don't think I'm gonna do it this year, but I'm definitely keeping it in mind in the future. And the last thing I really want to touch on is the fact that I am co-leading a run club now in Savannah. It's Sav Girls on a Run. It's all girls, obviously. It's so much fun. We meet 2 Sundays, sometimes 3 a month. It just kind of depends on the month. And then recently we've been meeting every single Wednesday, and it is just the best time ever. It's what got me into running. It's how I've made all of my friends in the area, and it's really just motivated me to keep going and pursuing this as a hobby and just, you know, something fun to have to look forward to in life. And so I got this beautiful little picture frame. It's pink. It's like a clear floating kind of acrylic frame. And I have this little Kodak camera that I was gifted so generously. So I'm gonna print a picture real quick to go in the frame, and you'll see a little glimpse into my run club. That way I can always have a piece of them with me in my bedroom. I just Bluetoothed a picture from my run club onto it, and it kind of just does this little in and out thing 4 times and slowly prints the picture. I am so excited for this. This is the coolest thing ever. It does it color by color, which is kind of crazy, honestly. You can also take a picture from here. So this would be such a fun little thing to bring to events that you're doing with your friends if you want little Polaroid type pictures together. And just like that, it's done. It took less than a minute, and here is me and all of my run club girls. I love this so much. And now I have the perfect reminder that can sit on my nightstand of why I love to run and all of the girls that do it with me. And that's basically my running journey and all of my favorites. If you have any questions or honestly want to give me advice, definitely let me know, because like I said, I've been running for around 8 months now. I'm 2 major races in, and I'm really looking